We're here with a bunch of folks from Siskiyou County, and we'll be interviewing them here. It's amazing how the overreach of the government has just hit us in our own backyard in a very small county in rural California, which is also responsible for the starting of the State of Jefferson. A lot of amazing people who aren't afraid to stand up, and I'm going to see if I can get an interview with one of them right here.
Hey, how are you? Excellent. You? Good.
I'm going to go over here to Mark Baird. Okay.
Good to see you. You too.
Mark, how are you today?
I'm good.
Good. Can you give us a quick overview, couple 3 minutes, on exactly what's going on here today for the folks?
The state of California and the state of Oregon, in collusion with the Department of Interior and Bureau of Reclamation, have signed an agreement in violation of the Compact Clause of the United States Constitution, which says states cannot make agreements with each other unless Congress allows it. And so they're attempting to get around the congressional process by supposedly signing agreements to form a third-party non-governmental organization, and then Pacific Corp will hand this supposed organization the dams, all of the 4 dams on the Klamath River in question. Pacific Corp gets to walk away from this with no liability whatsoever for dam removal. They get to sell us much more expensive power from coal-fired sources or other sources, and the stakeholders using government money will reap the benefits of hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars of taxpayers' money in order to remove dams that do a lot of people a lot of good, and they do the environment some good. And mind you, behind these dams are 20 million plus cubic yards of nutrient-rich toxic settlement, which will cover the river to a depth of 3 feet for 190 miles, and by their own admission will kill every fish in the river for a period of perhaps years, and we think it will be decades. This is a wild and scenic river with a fish in it that these same people claim is endangered, and yet they propose to kill every single one of those fish in order to save the environment.
Now, doesn't that seem a bit like an oxymoron when you have a situation where the people who are saying they're standing up for the environment, people who are saying that they want to save the environment, actually by doing this action, conceivably could be destroying the environment?
They are destroying the environment, but once again, this has nothing to do with the fish and nothing to do with the environment. This is all about the money, and these groups involved stand to make hundreds of millions of dollars in, quote, restoration projects, because once they tear these dams out, they're definitely going to need to restore the river they have ruined. And so this is nothing more than a transfer of taxpayers' wealth to private organizations, and they're going to collect the dough. This is one. Dam removal is the biggest environmental scam of the century, where hundreds of millions of taxpayers' dollars are transferred to private organizations, which in turn donate to the political people who have given them the money to begin with. This is California taxpayers' money, and by the way, the meetings that formed this organization were all conducted in secret using taxpayers' money, in violation of the Brown Act, in violation of all of the open meeting statutes, and in violation of the Administrative Procedures Act, which says the people of the state of California do not yield their sovereignty to the agencies that are supposed to serve them. There are 9 counties affected by this decision. Only one of them has signed this agreement. They're throwing all 8 counties upstream of Humboldt County under the bus in order to satisfy their own economic greed.
Well, you know, it seems to me that you've talked about federal law being broken, you've talked about laws being broken. Have they actually been broken at this point? Has there actually been a violation of federal law at this point of the process?
Well, I mean, they haven't broken any law on the river because they haven't actually completed any action. However, the formation of a private entity in violation of open meeting laws using taxpayers' money is certainly a violation of the Compact Clause of the United States Constitution, and it's also a violation of state and federal open meeting laws.
When you talk about these closed meetings, is there witnesses who are willing to be plaintiffs in a class action suit or in a suit of any kind that have witnessed this or had been subject to this?
Yes, and we're forming a class now in order to sue the state of California because, look, look, here's the truth. We live in a state led by liar, filled with agencies led by liars. They're using taxpayers' money in order to subjugate the people of California and certainly of rural California.
It seems to me that the folks here in Siskiyou County, as I had stated earlier, really have started a movement to freedom. It really is the tip of the spear. If it wasn't for the folks of Siskiyou County, the movement for the state of Jefferson, for the 51st state, which 21 counties have signed on to, would have never started. And you folks are a real inspiration to everybody else. Is there something that you want to say to folks as far as what they need to do? And also, you made a comment to me one time, and that is that we need to do this ourselves. We need to stand up ourselves. It's on us.
Yes, I mean, no one is going to save us. I'm sorry. We the people, we're standing here alone as usual. Our legislators are not going to help us. They're a party to this. No one in Congress is going to help us. They claim that they just are powerless once again. No one at the state level is going to help us. They're all of the people who stand to gain the most money are the ones behind this deal. California Fish and Game, the governor's office, natural resources agencies. None of the people whom they answer to are going to help us. We are here alone. It is up to the people of this state to stop this madness with taxpayers' money and regain liberty for ourselves and our children and our grandchildren, period. And look, we have so many things coming at us: fire taxes, drive-by-the-mile fees, ridiculous EPA regulations, so many things that are coming at the ordinary taxpayer that if we don't do something dramatic about this, it'll be too late. We'll all be broke and we'll all be gone.
And therefore, the state of Jefferson.
You know, it's the only thing that addresses all of these questions. We need to do a reboot. We need to start over. We need to get back to common sense government so that the people in this state don't wake up every morning wondering how many issues are facing them today. What is the government going to do to me today? You know, the Department of Motor Vehicles can go in your bank account without even asking you and take money out of your bank account without due process. And that's just one of the things. We need to stop this on a state level, and our state has not got the willpower or the honesty or the integrity to do it. Therefore, we need to take matters into our own hands and form a new state.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mark Baird, time has come for 51.
The time has come for 51.